I finally stopped trying to fix myself and started choosing rooms where I didn't need fixing. That was a senior engineer who spent 15 years contorting to fit environments quietly built for someone wired the opposite way. The work was always there. The exhaustion was the tax. Here's the pattern. And if you're wired a little differently, it might be the most important one in the book, because it's the one that stops asking you to change. Everything up to now has been about closing the gap, managing perception, making the invisible work visible, building signals that don't come naturally. All real, but there's a limit to how far you get by optimizing yourself for a system that wasn't designed for you. At some point, the higher leverage move isn't more self-correction, it's fit. The same person, two environments, completely different outcomes. A deep focused mind in a culture that worships the fast verbal meeting will read as slow, no matter how good the thinking is. Drop that exact mind into a culture that values written depth and gives room to go deep, and it reads as the sharpest person in the building. Nothing about the person changed. The environment did. And here's the trap. The instinct when a room doesn't fit is to assume the problem is you, and to try harder to become the version the room rewards, because sometimes that's worth doing. But sometimes you're pouring years of effort into becoming mediocre at someone else's strength, when you could spend that same effort somewhere your strength actually is, and that's the whole point. This isn't about quitting every time something's hard. It's about learning to read fit as data, noticing which environments tax you and which ones multiply you, and then steering deliberately toward the second kind. The team, the manager, the kind of work, the culture. You have more say over that than the story of just adapt ever admits. When you get the environment right, the thing that always felt like a liability quietly becomes the reason they can't replace you. Same wiring, different room. And for the first time, the work isn't costing you double just to be seen. You can go deeper on this, how to read an environment before you're inside it, and the signals that tell you fit from fantasy in The Part That Doesn't Fit. I'm Don Aish, and more at thepartthatdoesn'tfit.com.